Hello. Welcome. My name is Kevin Owasu Itoe, and welcome to my channel, which is Teach Yourself Test Automation. Right? We are in the process of teaching ourselves how to set up a framework. Right? So we are using Serenity, how to set up a framework, a Serenity framework, using Selenium, Cucumber, and JUnit and Maven. Right? So a Maven project. Yesterday or last video, we were looking at how we use the Serenity property file to actually configure and maintain your Maven project, right? So today we're looking at how to configure your drivers so that your tasks can actually run, right? So that's what we're looking at today. So we are going to look into how to set up a Serenity config file, and the config file would contain what's called an operating system specific binary file, which is a file that sits between your test and the browser, right? And it's an intermediary. It facilitates, well, it's also almost like an interface, right? So this occurs when you are running WebDriver tests, right? You need this binary file to be the interface between your test and your the browser you're trying to automate, right? So let's go ahead now and create a a Serenity config file, and we'll go ahead and create a path on our system to that config file, right? So that when we run our tests, that test can follow the path and find our binary file for that particular browser and for a particular operating system. So our operating system is Windows, right? So we will create a path to a Windows folder that holds our binary file, and then on our config file we will point the path to that config file. Okay, so let's go for it. It will all make sense when we do it, right? So we are creating all this within our source code, right? So our source test code, right? So that's where we're going to create this. So we're going to create this in a source test resource folder, right? And this is where our test source code is, right? This makes more good practice, right? Good practice. You could also put this within the Serenity properties, but that will not make good practice, because it's better to have it with your source code. So we will right click on our source test resource folder, and we will create a file, and this file we will call it serenity.config, right? So we'll say okay that, right? And then within the same file, remember, we want to get this binary file, right? This binary file, right, which is browser specific and also operating system specific, right? So we want to get that file into a path on our system, right? And then in our Serenity config file, give that path to where that property can be found, right? And then that will allow our tests to find that file, and that file will act as an intermediary between our tests and our browser, which is our Chrome browser, right? So if you want to read on this, you can go to this Serenity book, Serenity BDD book, right? And over here they talk about configuring your driver, right? So that's what we're doing just now, configuring our drivers, right? So if we want to get our binary file, where do we go for that? We go to here. So we are using Chrome. We go to Chrome, and you open this, and you just want to go to the latest stable release, and you click on that. And for us, we're using Windows, so we'll go for Chrome driver Windows 32 zip file, right? And should download underneath here. So if we open that, that's our Chrome. This is our binary file, right? This is our binary file. So if we go back in here, we see that's the zip file. Oh, I downloaded one already. And it means I might have, so if you open it, you see this our Chrome binary file in there, a Chrome driver binary file, which is going to sit in between, it was going to sit on a path, a folder in a path on our system, right? So that when we run our tests within the config, Serenity config file, will find the path and be able to locate this folder, and this folder will help run our test cases. So, right, so that interface, that WebDriver interface. Right, so if we go to, I think I put this file within our C drive. Yep, it is here, right? So all we do is, if you follow this book again, where did we go? Where did you go? No, this book here. It tell you how to, let's go back. It tell you how to create. So how to create your so we've already created a config, a Serenity config file, right? But this will tell you how to create your folder structure, right? So that's what we're going to do just now, right? So again, we go back to our Eclipse, and within our Eclipse, same folder in our source test resource, right click. This time we're going to create two folders, right? And one folder will be driver. We call this drivers, and click finish. And now within the drivers, we want to create our operating system, right? Our operating system is Windows, so we go for Windows. Okay, sorry, we'll go to new. Nearly lost it there. And then Windows, right? Click finish. Now this is the path where we want to place our binary file, right? So we go back to well, let's stay on Eclipse. Let's stay on Eclipse for now, and then go to our C drive, and in here we should see our file. Just right click, copy, go back to Eclipse, and want to paste it within the Windows folder. Okay, so we paste it in here, and that's also got our binary file in the location that we want, right? And now we want to go into our Serenity config file, and within this config file we want to place the path and our property, right, that we're going to find that file located at, right, and be able to run our tests, right? So we go back to the book, the Serenity BDD book, and here we want to copy this and put it within our Serenity config file, right? So we put it here, we paste this in here, right? And we just, all we do is we save it, right? We save it. But if you look at it, right, so this is how this is how it's the WebDriver allows you to name your driver, right? So this is how WebDriver allows you to name your driver, right? For Chrome, right? And then this is the path. If you look at it, this is the path. So that's our source, test, and resource. And then this is driver, WebDriver. So ours is no WebDriver, right? Ours is drivers. If you look at it here, drivers. So we are source.resource and then drivers, right? So we change this to drivers, right? And our next one is Windows. So that's correct, right? Our next one is Windows. And our binary file, remember, is called that, right? But with Windows, you have to say .xe, right? .xe. So we've got the file, we've got our binary, we've got the path. So we know what our interface is called. We've got the path, and we've got our files in that location, right? So all we do is save that, right? And we don't need to worry about this ones because we are not using Mac and we're not using Linux. We can still keep that in there. It doesn't matter, right? We should be able to still call our path to our binary folder, right? Since we set this up. So we now have our binary file in there. We have our path to that binary file configured within our serenity config file, right? And we have just saved it. And now we are ready to go to run our first test case. So tomorrow we will run our first test case. It's Serenity BDD Maven Selenium using JUnit, right? So thank you for watching this. I hope this has clarified all our environment setup, and we are now in a position to run our first test case. Okay, thank you very much. My name is Kevin Owasu Itoe. I wanted this video to be short, and thank you for your support. I hope you're learning along and empowering yourself as I'm empowering myself, right? So this is all about empowering each other to go into different levels, right? To go into different levels, be it in a work scenario or a business scenario, or yeah, entrepreneur or a freelancer, or you're 9 to 5, right? I have got a 9 to 5, and that's what we're doing. We're empowering each other to move into the next level, and take things where you could broaden your learning and bring more value. As you bring more value, you take more home, probably, so to speak, right? And you look after your family more better, and the future is more better. Thank you very much. My name is Kevin Owasu Itoe. I'm signing off now. Next, we are going down to run our first test case. Okay. Thank you very much.